Hiya, how you doing? Jimmy here. If you haven't seen me before, I'm converting this Citroen panel van into a hopefully stealthy camper van. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to waterproof the walls in your shower and kitchen using this vinyl wall covering. Now, I'm no expert. I've only done it once before, and that was yesterday. So, yesterday, well, we've got the wall lining on the first wall, and I'm really pleased with the way it's turned out. I'm very pleased the way it's gone, because there's not one bubble and there's not one crease, and it all turned out quite neat. In fact, I was thinking I might do a little video for YouTube solely on how to put the vinyl on. I done the first wall and it hasn't fallen off yet, so I've decided to do a video just in case anyone else is interested. Now, I think the reason I picked vinyl over the waterproof furniture boards you can get is mainly price. The furniture boards that you can buy are very good, but they're about £140 a sheet. This vinyl roll cost me £28, and it's the 90cm one, which is the widest one they do, and 5 meters long, but you can pick whatever length you want. And it comes in loads of different designs. There's loads of wood effect ones, which is the one I like. There's stone, there's brick, there's marble, there's plain colours, there's even bamboo. And it's waterproof. So as this is the first van I've converted, and I'm making it up as I go along most of the time, and learning by my mistakes, I'd rather make a £28 mistake than a £140 mistake. So, tea break's over, let's give it a try. Well, this is the board I'm going to hopefully demonstrate on today. This is the biggest of all the boards that I'm putting the covering on. So I hope you realise that I'm not just picking a nice easy one, like those square ones. They would be much easier to do than this. So I'm picking the hardest one to show you, because I love a challenge. Well, firstly, preparation. The instructions say that it sticks to most surfaces as long as it's not porous. So if you're using new wood, which I am, I've primed all the surfaces to help it stick. If you are doing it over an old surface, especially gloss or tiles or something like that, I would just make sure it was clean. No grease, no dirt on it, and you'll probably be fine. But I've primed this as it's new wood, and the vinyl is very thin, so make sure there's no sharp edges. I'm going to go over the holes that I've drilled, as I've pre-drilled the fixing holes. And luckily enough, on this particular board, the screws are going to come in from the other side, so I can do it on the bench. If the screws were coming in from this way, you'd have to do it in place, which does make it harder. Doing it on a bench is easier. So the holes, the screws don't come in from this side, they come in from that side, but the holes are already there. So a couple of them are a bit rough, so I'm going to go over them and just take the edges off with a bit of sandpaper, and then I'll get back to you. Now what I've done is I've just cut a piece off, not accurately, just cut a piece off. Just let it overlap a touch either end, just so it's easier to handle. And if you turn it onto its face, the back of the vinyl has got like grid lines on, makes it easier to make a square cut. Not that you need a square cut on this one, it's just you never know what you're going to use the roll for next, so if you can cut a straight edge on it, it might help you on the next board you're putting on. So that's down to a more manageable size. I'll flip it over and come back. Well, I'll just explain if the camera angle's changed. I've just pulled the camera over and it's about 6 foot high and it's fell onto cement and it's fine. What a phone. Nokia, really good phone. Anyway, back to this. I just thought I'd mention this is a German company, this vinyl. It's DC Fix, German trademark, and on the back it's got the steps to how to use it. In every country but England, I can't find an English version. There's Japanese, there's German, there's all sorts, no English. Anyway, we'll cut it down to a more manageable size and we'll flip it over. And always handy to keep a note of which side you've cut. That's the side I've cut. This is the square cut. And the only square edge on this board is this one. I've cut all the rest. So they aren't right angles, that's not a right angle. The only one that is a right angle is this side. So I'm going to line the factory side of the vinyl with the factory side of the board. But not exactly, because I want it to overlap. So I'm just going to set this up off camera and I'll get back to you. Right, I've turned the end over about 6 inches, and what I've done is I've peeled back about an inch and a half of the backing paper along there. And now it's a bit tricky. I'll try not to touch the sticky side with your fingers if you can. As I say, it's a bit tricky. Now, as I want an overhang of here, I want about between half an inch and an inch over, and check both ends. Now, this is a crucial bit, because if you line this up wrong now, it might look alright this end, but when you roll it out, if you haven't got it right, you could end up missing the board at the other end. And if it was a tile effect one, it would be even more crucial. So I will take your time on this bit, get it right before you make the first stick, because once it's stuck, that's it. So that feels okay to me. Now try not to put your fingers on the sticky bits. Sometimes you have to. And just stick in a couple of places, just in case you have to pull it off again. And then check it's all right at the other end. Okay. Now we can stick that down properly. Now the aim here is not to get any creases or air bubbles beneath. Now I want that further across, so I'm going to take it off again. There you go. I'll check, recheck the other end, make sure it hasn't moved. Try not to pull the camera over again. Right. So stick that down now. As I say, this is the part that most people dread that I've talked to. Probably a little cloth would be handy. Always remember the vinyl is very thin and I imagine would easily tear. Now that's the starting point. Now in the video that I seen, which was from the manufacturers, the lady had a little spreader about that big, and which would be ideal if it was a small intricate place you were trying to do it, but this is a wide area, so I used that. Well, I did on the other wall. I used that, and it's a shower squeegee, and yesterday it worked fine. Fingers crossed it does again. What you need to do is to get to the backing paper and ease it off the back. Don't be too greedy. You don't want to peel too much back at one time, just a couple of inches at a time. And then with the squeegee, smooth it out. And then a bit more. And smooth it out. And if you get an air bubble or a crease in it, like that, just lift it up a touch and then smooth it down again. You can reposition up to a point. And if there's a one that you've noticed after you've put it all on, or one that you can't reposition, because sometimes if your mistake is here, you pull that off, get that right, you've caused another one here. So just go slowly, and if there's a one you can't, if it's an air bubble, you can't do it with a crease, but if it's an air bubble that you want to try and get out, and you can't get it out by pulling it off and repositioning it, get a little pin and put a pin prick in the bubble, and then that lets the air out, and then stick it down after that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on time lapse. Well, I cannot believe it. Twice in one day. I'm going to have to get a Bluetooth microphone. Next time it's my birthday, I'm going to get a Bluetooth microphone. That's why I don't film things when they're intricate. Anyway, it's on, and no bubbles, no creases. It's worked really well. Bit tricky sometimes, and you know you've got to take your time. But it's perfect up to now. I haven't cut the edges, but up to now there's no bubbles, no creases. So now we'll get on with trimming the edges, and for that you need a very sharp Stanley knife. If you've got a new blade, put a new blade in. Well, all the edges are trimmed now. Had a bit of an issue with the fold over part on this edge. That's not as good as I was expecting. Actually, if I was to do it again, I would paint the edge with gloss paint as well as primer to try and get it less porous, because the rest, the big flat areas seem to have stuck fine, but this hasn't. I've had to try a couple of things. I've tried sealer, I've tried what was the other thing I tried? PVA, and finally got the best results with no nails, but it's still not perfect, but it's not dry yet, so it's not fully dry for 24 hours. So we'll see what it's like when it's dry, but the rest of it is perfect. There's no bubbles, no creases, and I'll turn the camera around and let you see the edges. Right, I'll start with the worst bit. This is the edge that I'm not 100% happy with. But we'll see what it's like when it's fully dry. The rest of it seems perfect. And you can see the lines are clean lines, even the awkward bits. Well, that's about all for this video. I hope you've been entertained and I hope you found it interesting. If you are interested in the project I'm doing, it's as far as I know, it's a unique idea. It's a seat that converts into an occasional use shower, and it's probably 3/4 finished now, so that video should be out within the next couple of weeks, fingers crossed. So if you'd like to see how it turns out, keep your eyes open for that, or you could always subscribe and hit the bell notification and you'll be notified when it's uploaded. So as I say, I hope you've enjoyed that, and you take care, and until the next time, thanks for watching.